I love that opening so much. It's so fun. It just gets me right into the mood of everything.
Super motivated.
Absolutely super motivated. Love it. Oh, welcome to another episode of Let Your Geek Flag Fly podcast. I am Steven, and with me, as always, is
Wilder! That's me.
Woohoo! Wilder, you have gained a lot of fans on YouTube. You have a lot of fans that are just absolutely loving what you're bringing to the table and just displaying everything, and they're excited. Bravo! Shout out to you. So, in case you guys couldn't tell, the name of this episode is "With Great Power Comes Great Responsibility." All things Marvel. Yes, this is our Marvel.
Marvel!
In case you guys can't tell, see, Wilder's dressed up like Spider-Man right now. In the comic books, it goes thwip, thwip, thwip.
I spit when I thwip, though.
So we're going to start off with talking about the MCU, phase 1 through 4. And of course, now it's phase 5, rolling out with everything and just where we are with things, how we feel about them, characters we love, the movies we love. So, Wilder, let's just go right into it. Who is the best MCU character?
So as I've made abundantly clear, I don't pick favorites because I just can't do it. But I really do like Spider-Man. So there's definitely that one. But I also love Miss Marvel and Kate Bishop and all these new I like the teenagers who are coming into their superpowers and still learning, not the old jaded guys who are just depressing and they were funny and now they're just sad. Or they were. And then they become really cool. But it's we're gonna go with Spider-Man because that's who I'm dressed as.
So you're going to go with the younger generation of superheroes at the moment. That's a good
Oh
place to
yeah.
start. See, I'm old and decrepit, and I miss Tony Stark Iron Man. Iron Man was my favorite. I loved absolutely everything that Tony did. I loved Robert Downey Jr. as that character, everything he brought to it. He was the first movie for Marvel to come out, and Iron Man 1, man, at the time I just remember seeing it like that's Tony Stark right there. Absolutely Tony Stark.
Iron Man was always a little more. Sorry. Iron Man was always a little more difficult. And it's Iron Man and Batman. We're always kind of on the same level for me because I like superpowers and they're
Mhm.
super rich. And I guess, like, if you really look into it, it's supposed to be like super intelligence or something, but they don't really say that. It's just that they're really rich. Uh, and so those have never really been my favorite. But I do think Robert Downey Jr. made a phenomenal Iron Man.
Oh yeah, no, I understand where you're coming from. Billionaire playboys that can just use their money to create outfits and go fight the world, um, for the better. Elon Musk, where are you? You got billions of dollars. You got technology. Go become Batman or Iron Man somewhere, man. Just we need it. We need it.
He's missing a prime opportunity here. He's gonna wait till he gets to a new planet.
Possibly. So, of all the MCU movies, what was your favorite?
All the Spider-Man movies. I just love that vibe. I feel like a lot of the movies that were before Civil War it was just like a bunch of old guys who had already been through a bunch of shit And I don't know. I like when the humor. Will you guys shut up? I liked when the humor started to come in. And, well, then again, Guardians of the Galaxy is also freaking phenomenal.
Yeah,
So
agreed with that.
they agree too,
Um,
clearly. They're on one
Guardians
right
of the
now.
Galaxy was always it was a great trilogy. I especially loved the second one. The first one, the introduction of everything was awesome, but the second one, man, that one just hit close to home on everything. They have an opinion as well.
It's apparently a really loud one. Suddenly, the younger one decided to get a bunch of energy.
There you go. But my favorite one definitely was not Endgame, but the one before Endgame, where Thanos did the snap.
Infinity
Uh,
Wars.
Infinity Wars. Thank you. Yes, my favorite MCU movie was Infinity War. That tied everything up. Um, there was so much to what Thanos had to actually say. And yes, don't get me wrong, I was rooting for the good guys the whole time. And Thor had that opportunity and he missed it. And Thanos made him pay for it when he said, "You should have gone for the head rather than in the chest right there. Like, I still got time here." And bam, gone. And everybody kind of looked around like, we lost. Like, oh no. Um, and then later on, when in Endgame, when Steve Rogers was talking to, I believe he was talking to Black Widow, and he said that he saw whales in the harbor, and they were talking about how um, the water around the area is really cleaned up now that half the population is gone. Like
That was
maybe
really
Thanos,
cool. It's
maybe
not that
Thanos.
Thanos was wrong. It's that how he accomplished it. I understand Thanos, and that's why he's not my favorite supervillain. I like a bad guy I can hate, but man, I understood Thanos's point of view for sure.
I uh, I was incredibly happy with it. I grew up reading the comic books, so I read the Infinity Gauntlet back in the day when it came out in the 80s, and it wasn't it wasn't as good as the movie, in all honesty. And I know a lot of people will argue that the Infinity Gauntlet comic book was so great, but man, there were times in there where like Silver Surfer had the opportunity to take the gauntlet, completely missed because he just completely messed up. There were times where you had the opportunity to go in, and Thanos was like, "No." Even the overall premises of it, where Thanos said, "The only reason why I'm doing this is to appease death." So he took out half the MCU just to make his love for death, hoping that death loves him back. Like narcissistic a little bit, but I like what they did with the
Only a
movie
little
for
bit
sure. Oh, that is awesome. So phase one would have been Iron Man 1, Captain America, um, Iron Man 2, that led all the way up to the first Avengers movie. The Hulk was in there. Then after that came phase two, where we had Guardians of the Galaxy. Um, we should have researched this all before. It's been what 15 years since the first Iron Man movie came out.
though. It's been a
Been a while.
while.
Been a while.
I don't know.
But
It's
and
separated into all the phases.
uh, phase two ended with the second Avengers, where Ultron was the bad guy, and we introduced Wanda and Quicksilver. Then phase 3 started after that. So then we brought in, and I believe it ended with Civil War. And phase 4 was both of the Avengers movies and Black Panther, Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, Guardians of the Galaxy 2. And phase 5 started after Endgame. So everything we're going through right now is phase 5, leading up to the villain Kang, which there's a lot of um
Who knows what's gonna happen with that guy anymore?
yeah, exactly.
Let's see.
I
So what?
oh good.
So I didn't even get into Marvel until phase 3. Iron Man didn't catch my attention. Captain America was of no huge interest to me. I mean, I had seen the movies, but it was more like somebody made me watch the movies versus I was like, oh yeah, this one. Those were never my favorite heroes. Like Captain America was okay, I guess, but I never really got into any of those. Then Guardians of the Galaxy came out, and I saw that, and Marvel had me. And I went back and I watched all the other things, and Avengers, of course, was phenomenal. And I now I enjoy all the movies, unlike before I was into it. But my favorite, I really like. I know people really hate the new stuff, but I love the new turn. I love the lighter humor that it is, the younger like the younger actors and actresses and all this new stuff they're bringing in. I just enjoy that more. I know when people go and see a movie, they'll get up and they'll go to the bathroom when everyone's talking. I get up and go to the bathroom during the action scenes. I'm a little bit on the opposite side here, some of these people. So I've loved the shows, the TV shows. I've loved how I've really gotten to get to know their characters. And Doctor Strange, I love Doctor Strange's movies, even though he is a jaded old man, but he has magic, so it makes it okay. What about you?
Phase 4 was definitely by far my favorite. It culminated into Endgame. I loved everything leading up to that. I loved all the movies that were spread out from there that incorporated everything in. But I do love how in phase 5 everything is being connected through those other series. So um, we've got the Loki series, season 1 and 2. We've got the oh, what's the
Hawkeye,
one? Hawkeye. What's the one with Wanda? In the
WandaVision,
WandaVision. Yes, WandaVision
Echo.
was so cool. Echo.
I loved
Um,
WandaVision. WandaVision is one of my favorite of the TV shows. I love that old school vibe they had going on and how it slowly progressed and then the whole culmination. I just love the Scarlet Witch and her superpower because it's pretty close to. Will you stop speaking that? It's pretty close to probability manipulation. Give me that freaking toy.
well, her power alone. I mean, if she didn't get distracted by Vision and wanting to take that revenge against Thanos, she had it. Thanos had to bombard the planet and kill his own people because Wanda was like, "I'm going to take you out alone."
That's why they
And
had to kill her because they need her out of it for a little bit until the next big bad comes around. They're not ready for her yet. They need to raise this new generation, and she's just too powerful.
yeah, pretty much. um, what's the other series that I watched that I thought was really good on Disney Plus?
Hawkeye was pretty good.
Hawkeye was really good. I did like that one.
I just
Of course,
finished Echo today.
did you? Okay.
I took forever.
Um,
Echo didn't really catch my attention. Overall, I think it was a good show, but it didn't have me hooked enough to be like, I have to go see the next episode. I have to go see the next one.
oh, the Scrolls, the one with Nick Fury,
Nick
where
Fury.
Yeah, with the scrolls and everything like that. Just putting in little minor details as to what's going on and how long the scrolls have actually been there. Um,
Oh
and then make you
yeah.
question everything, but also offer an opportunity to bring back um fallen characters from the past. I mean, skulls are there. Maybe those characters were skulls that actually died, and then you can bring um Iron Man back or Captain America back or even Black Widow back.
Have you read
Lots
those
of
comic books?
opportunities. The Scroll War comic books from back in the day?
Yeah, so when they come down and they're back and they're like, "Oh, you are not really in love with me, or I'm not really dead. What, you got with someone else while I was gone?"
Yeah, it's a cop out. It always was a cop out. Um, the only the only one that ever did it really well, for in my opinion, was Jean Grey and the Goblin Queen in X-Men, where the Goblin Queen was a clone of Jean Grey, and that's who Scott fell in love with, and who actually had the baby, Nathan, who ended up later being Cable, and not actually with Jean Grey. The comic books led that one to be so fantastic. Which I know you're not caught up with X-Men 97 yet, but man, they explored these uh, comic book series from the 90s so perfectly that I'm just, whew, I cannot wait for the next season of X-Men 97.
I'm watching the old X-Men first since they connect, and I just got to the part where the Phoenix leaves Jean Grey.
Ah,
And they all have to give a little bit of their life to help bring her back. So I have like a season and a few episodes left, I think.
nice. I grew up with that series, so um, I used to wake up every Saturday morning just to catch the new episode. But Saturday mornings were different back then, man. Saturday mornings, you woke up at 7 o'clock in the morning, so you could start watching all the good cartoons with your cereal, and then get started with your day of Nintendo, the 8-bit system.
Oh yeah, those were the days. My mom didn't let me watch those cartoons. She's like, they're too violent. You can't watch them. So I was watching like Rugrats and
That was a great series too. I like Rugrats
I was
and
glad
Ren
to
and
watch Pokemon since it wasn't people battling; it was mutated animals battling.
what about Ren and Stimpy?
No, she was very strict about that one. She's like, she put Ren and Stimpy, Two Stupid Dogs, The Simpsons, and Dumb and Dumber all in the same category of these are too stupid. You can't watch them or you're gonna get stupid. That's what she told me. So
Oh man, that's harsh.
I watched Courage the Cowardly Dog though. That was pretty stupid, but it scared the bejeebers out of me when I was a kid.
Oh, we're getting off
We
the
got
MCU.
way
This is
off
this is Marvel. This is the Marvel episode.
topic.
Oh, right on. All right. So, where do you think the MCU is going? Are we gonna get a different actor for Kang? Are we gonna change the storyline completely? Bring in, I know they're working on bringing in the Fantastic Four. Of course, they're trying to bring in the X-Men. Um, in Doctor Strange, we had Reed Richards, we had Charles Xavier. Uh,
That was amazing. And the way that she killed them was horrific and awesome.
yeah, exactly. So I like that aspect of going into the Fantastic Four and the X-Men coming in. But do we shy away from Kang, just end his storyline and bring on somebody new like Galactus or Doctor Doom or Mr. Sinister, a better version of Apocalypse?
I mean, they could just move on. There's plenty of other villains. Or they could probably get away since everybody knows. Well, maybe not everybody knows what happened, but since stuff happened and people knows it happened, they could get away with casting someone who looks similar-ish, or they could make it so that he can take on the shape of other people, kind of like the Skrull can, I guess, but
Yeah.
different. And then they can just keep changing the actor who's playing it, and then you don't know, is this a Kong or is this not a Kong? But like, I also heard that on someone else's podcast that they said that, and I was like, oh, that would be kind of cool. I think that they're probably going to cast someone who looks close enough to the same. Either that, or they're just going to move on and be like, yeah, we really did kill him, guys. I know you thought we didn't, but we did. Or maybe they'll wait a while and they'll leave him be so people can fade into the memory of what he looked like and then recast him as someone. Bring him back
Well,
again.
they could wrap it up all in a pretty bow if they don't want to recast the actor. Coming up in Deadpool 3. Now, I know you um, don't watch trailers very often, and you just want to go into a movie with no prerequisites going on there. Um, However, in the trailer for Deadpool 3, he goes to the TVU. Um, Loki there right now is Evadel. So he's controlling that stream of all of um, the multiverses. So, I mean, you could easily write off Kang where, since he's at the TVU, Loki's in there, he could just delete Kang from every single multiverse and be like, nope, he's done. We
It's
got rid
not a
of him.
bad idea.
And then, and then to top it all off, maybe in deleting Kang from all of the multiverses, it evolves into a newer villain that they can then introduce and bring forth and, um, you know, take the way of Apocalypse or Doctor Doom or um, some of the other big names that are in the MCU and bring them in and do them justice and have them be that next phase where all of the young ones start coming in and they have to take care of the new villain.
So back on what could happen with the MCU, because you mentioned the young ones. I know a lot of people are hoping it's Young Avengers, which I could also see. But I was kind of thinking, since they've introduced an excessive amount of females, that maybe it'll be like an A team type of thing. Because in the comics, A team was led by She Hulk. And a lot of these other, and they don't really follow the comics anyways, but like A Team was an all girls team, and there's a whole bunch of girls right now. So it could, I think it could go that way. No one seems to agree with my hypothesis, but I'm holding to it. And when it happens, I'm going to be like rubbing it in your face.
Well, I mean, they have introduced a ton of new female characters that are the next generation of superheroes, and they're starting to phase out all of the ones from phase 1 through 4. I mean, they're not even making another Guardians of the Galaxy. Um, Captain America is relinquished the uh, shield, decided to stay back in time and grow old. So Falcon is
Ironheart's coming up, so that'll
Ironheart.
be Iron Man replacement
And then
ish.
you look over at the Disney Plus series. They started a new or continued Daredevil. Brought the Kingpin into the new series, so they're introducing that aspect of the MCU. Um, you've got Iron Fist and Power Man, and you've got. I mean, there's so many loads that you can do, and there's so many comic books that you can bring forth into fruition. Like just it could go for a very, very long time.
Did they use the same Fisk Kingpin in Daredevil as an Echo? I haven't actually watched
Mhm.
Daredevil. They
Oh,
did?
yeah,
Awesome.
yeah,
So that means same universe most likely then, not a
yeah,
side verse.
yep, it is. And so that Fisk was introduced into the Daredevil series, which was originally a Netflix series.
I knew that,
So
but I never
the
watched
just
it.
the Jessica Jones was also the Netflix series. Iron Fist was a Netflix series, and um, no, it was the fourth one. Oh, I forget right now, but yeah, and that's how they introduced Fisk into the Marvel universe is through Echo, and then Daredevil is going to come over, so they're doing another season of Daredevil. Um, they're allowing Deadpool because this will be the first Deadpool released under Marvel, right? Because the other Daredevils are released under Fox.
Well, but Deadpool was still Marvel. It just wasn't MCU, right?
Right.
It didn't have like that fancy Marvel title, but it was still Marvel.
It was, oh yeah, I mean he was owned by Marvel, but it was produced through Fox. Um,
Oh, I didn't know that.
so so this will be the first Marvel released Deadpool, and they are trying out the R rating, saying, okay, we can have the R rating. Now that we've got Deadpool releasing the R rating, they tried out the R rating with Echo and Wilson Fisk and Daredevil, so the Daredevil series can go a little bit darker. And all the defenders you can have over there. So Power Man, Iron Fist, Jessica Jones, Daredevil taking care of New York City. Then you can bring in Spider-Man because he's always in New York to go over to the Bronx to help out Daredevil maybe on something. I mean, you could tie
If they
everything
can
together.
figure out their stinking Spider-Man issues with Sony,
Sony's happy to get paid, I think.
they should be. And
Unfortunately,
they have that new Venom coming out, and they have a Venom horse, from what I understand. So
yeah, looks interesting.
I enjoyed the Venom movies. I know people like to complain about them, but I'm also not quite as critical as a lot of people are when it comes to continuity and everything. I'm just like, was I entertained? Yeah, I was entertained. I'm good.
Well, the last Spider-Man movie, well, No Way
Spider Man
Home,
was so.
when they brought in Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, and they brought back Doctor Octopus and Green Goblin and Sandman and Mysterio, and they were able to have it all there together as one, and they were able to share a lot of the same experiences. Um, where Tobey Maguire had his Mary Jane, and Andrew Garfield had his Gwen Stacy, and um, Tom Holland has his MJ. And but they all felt it. They're all like, "Yeah, it's the exact same relationship that we had across all universes with the same person here, just different names." I really do hope they bring in Gwenpool though in some series. Or not Gwenpool, Spider Gwen.
What? No, I want Gwenpool. You know, they already had She-Hulk go out and completely break that barrier. So if she can do it, and we already know Deadpool can do it, but he wasn't in the MCU yet. He was over here. But she did it so they could take Gwenpool's power and she could jump from show to show instead of like comic to comic, be sucked in
Okay.
from our world through her TV into the MCU instead of the comic books. I think that could be pretty cool. I love Gwenpool.
That actually would be pretty awesome because she could take over for the Stan Lee role, where she shows up in every single movie going forth, and you're just wondering what's she messing with right now? Why is she there? And then you can look out
Yeah,
for her appearance on everything.
because even in the comic books, it's not like she plays these huge roles in a lot of these comics. Like she just pops in, causes some trouble, but thinks she's doing the right thing, but doesn't really care that much until she does, and then she disappears. Like the Champions book, books, comics, they have, she just pops up random. She's like, I want to join the champions. And they're like, you just killed that guy. You can't be a champion if you're murdering people. I'm helping. Then she has a
That would be
little
kind of
shark backpack, and everyone loves Jeff. Jeff could be the new baby Groot,
a. There you go.
the cutest little land shark.
There you go. I like where you're going with that. That actually could do really well. You would keep a lot of the same humor through everything, bringing in these characters that not a whole lot of people know about, and introduce them to a whole new generation of people. A lot of people love Deadpool, but had no idea who Deadpool was prior to his movie, and so that brought a whole new version of people into Deadpool. I remember when Deadpool first came out in New Mutants '97, maybe '98, maybe '99. It was one of the last three New Mutant comic books, and I remember when he came out and thinking Deadpool kind of sucks.
Night of the Living Deadpool is freaking fantastic comic book. And if you haven't read it, you should read it. It's amazing.
Okay, Night of the Living Deadpool. Is that like the
Yes,
Marvel Zombies?
kinda. Yeah, there's zombies involved, but the focus is all on Deadpool. Like none of the other. I don't think any of the other Marvel characters are in it. Maybe in like passing, but they're not any main roles. But it's a really cool twist on the zombie idea, and
Nice,
Deadpool rises to the occasion.
nice. Well, I'll have to check that one
I'm
out.
really excited for this Deadpool Wolverine movie with both their healing factors and their sarcastic humors and the fact that they got Hugh Jackman to come back and play Wolverine again. I was like, I didn't expect that. Like I heard about the Wolverine and then I saw it was him. I was like, even better. We're bringing the. I hope that means we're bringing that X-Men into the playing into the MCU. But then again, I'd really like to see an Xavier Academy again. I love a good coming of age school drama.
So to my understanding, that particular Wolverine is not the Wolverine we're used to from um, the X-Men movies and Logan. Um,
Stinking multiverse.
no, the multiverse is there now. I mean, Doctor Strange kind of messed it all up by wanting people to forget who Peter Parker was, and um, but I love
I
the
want to know what's
exploration of it.
happening to Peter Parker.
Now, do you watch Into the Spider-Verse?
I've only seen the first one. I haven't watched the second one yet. It's on
You
my
haven't watched
to-do
the second
list.
one.
I just haven't done it yet.
It's
But I love like Spider-Ham, and Spider-Ham was in the first
yeah,
one, and Gwen Stacy's pretty cool too.
yeah. Um, Even all the alternative Peter Parkers that are out there, and they all have the same, bad luck through every universe. That Parker luck, that same sarcastic um, responses to everything. It really goes to show you, personality-wise, how Spider-Man and Peter Parker are throughout the entire multiverse. That it always has to be that way. Um, Not to talk about the other universe of DC, but there are certain events that have to happen during that, and you can't erase it, you can't change it. They are just events that have to happen. All right. So, what's the best MCU series on Disney Plus right now?
I really liked WandaVision. I really liked Hawkeye. I really liked Miss Marvel. Those are my top three. I can't tell you one of them, but those are my top three. Maybe it's a tie between Scarlet Witch and Miss Marvel. Maybe not. It kind of depends. I really liked both those. And Hawkeye, I just loved was it Yelena? Is that how you say her name? Am I getting it right? I loved Yelena and Kate's relationship, their little bantering thing. That was my favorite part of that entire show. I thought that was, and the fact that we kind of got to know Hawkeye a little more because he's kind of a main side character in a
Yeah.
lot of the shows, and not so much a main character. So it was really cool to see him more. But Miss Marvel, something about that show, I thought it was so good. It's because of my love for coming of age stories, like discovering these powers, and I thought that this was going to bring in the Kree, and that she was going to get her powers, and the whole smoke thing was going to go, and she was going to mutate, but instead they did it different, which was fine and fun still. And her character is just so funny and so innocent, and she just wants to do the right thing, and she just keeps messing up at it.
Well, then that led right into the second Captain Marvel movie where they had
The
all three of
Marvel.
them. Yeah, where they had all three of the Marvels together fighting back and forth, and
I thought that was
I,
so good. I know people loved to hate it, but it was a light-hearted, funny movie. It was a new genre within the Marvel universe, family friendly humor, and I ate it right up. I would watch that movie again and again.
and little things like the cats that were eating everybody to save them from the
I was busting up for that.
oh, I was dying, man. It was like
There
female
has to
Guardians
be
of
a
the
reason why
Galaxy.
there's so many cats now.
Exactly. And then they're out in space and just flighting around. And you're just kind of like, oh, this is kind of cool. And they all
I
had
want to
three
see
had
some
to
more
work
of. I wanted to see some more of Thor with Guardian. What?
more of what?
Thor with the Guardians. Oh, the Guardians Christmas special. I loved Mantis and Drax in that. And then they brought in Kevin Bacon. Oh, I loved that. That was such a good. That was such a good little not a movie, not a show thing.
Yeah, I agree with that. Um, I loved how um in Infinity War when Iron Man first meets Star-Lord and he's like, "Who is your master?" And he's like, "What am I supposed to say? Jesus Christ?" He's like, "Wait, you're from Earth?" He's like, "No, I'm from Terran." And you're just like, dude, that
I
whole
love their
banter was awesome.
interactions. So
Oh man, that was
so
great.
good.
To see Nebula redeem herself on everything when it came down to it
Mm-hmm.
was that
And
was a great
Comet, they told me a lot of things, but they never told me I was a bad dog. I love that dynamic.
Oh man, and the one that got me though, and I was just a little turned off from it, was the Adam Strange. Um, I don't, is that his name? No. Yeah, Adam Strange, because he's the one that actually got the Infinity Gauntlet. Or Adam Warlock. Sorry, Adam Warlock is the one who got the Infinity Gauntlet in the Infinity War in the comic books. And he wasn't some putsy, ditzy, you know, trying to impress his mom person. He was a strong, I am the rightful owner of this. I'm going to do well by the Infinity Gauntlet. I will live inside the Soul Stone and live forever and make sure that nobody messes with the Infinity Gauntlet ever again. And that's who Adam Warlock was. So I wasn't like excited about what they did with Adam Warlock and Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Guardians of Galaxy 3. I cried so much during that movie. Poor
Oh,
Rocket.
poor Rocket. But if you look at Rocket and then you go back and watch everything that he tries to get. So in the prison in Guardians of the Galaxy 1, he wanted that one guy's eye. And then he
Hmm.
wanted Winter Soldier's arm. And then he wanted somebody else's leg. But in Guardians of the Galaxy 3, his friends, he wanted all those for his friends. If you
Do you
look at it,
think
if you
that
go
was
back,
a hindsight thing? Like he had already said he wanted all those things. So when they did the movie, the third Guardians of the Galaxy, that they left those things off his friends on purpose in order to like explain why he wanted those things later? Or do you think they already had that in their mind at some point in the beginning?
I don't know. I never read Guardians of the Galaxy comic books. I never got into them, so I don't know if those characters were characters from the comic books, and if those issues with them were always there, and the person who wrote Guardians of the Galaxy had the trilogy in mind, and I'm going to just include what these are down the way, or if in Guardians of the Galaxy 3 they were like, wait a minute, we got to go back and look at everything that Rocket tried to negotiate and bargain for, and include that to these characters here so that you can make that connection. Either way, I thought it was absolutely genius on everything. And if it was set way back then on Guardians of the Galaxy 1, bravo.
So you never said what was the best MCU series on Disney Plus.
Oh, my favorite's going to be Loki. I love the Loki
Oh,
series,
I
one
didn't
and
even
two.
think of Loki. No, Loki. Loki. You're right. Loki is the winner.
Oh man, Tom Hiddleston is just man. He is Loki, and to have him come back with Owen Wilson and just everything that goes through there, and I love the guy who played Data on the Goonies. Finally came coming back to acting after everything he went through was just like so perfect. I was hoping they would do some kind of Easter egg from the Goonies in there somewhere just to have it,
He
but
was the Easter egg.
they was an Easter egg. There you go. But yeah, the Loki series is going to be incredibly important for coming up for the next phase. Just understand that Deadpool 3 comes out. If you have not watched Loki 1 and 2, be prepared to be a little confused.
Be prepared.
Oh, now you're going to the Lion King, huh?
I'm glad you caught that.
Oh yeah, that was one of my all-time favorite movies. I saw, and show my age again. I went and saw that in theater, and I was old enough to drive to the movie theater to watch it. Yes, I am getting old. All right. Well, I've asked everything I wanted to know about the Marvel universe right now. What's going on? Where we think it's going? What movies do we think are best? Um, What do you want to talk about? You want to bring up, just get off topic for a little bit and just bring up some other stuff, nerd things, and entertain our fans a little bit here?
Hold on.
'Cause
Who is your favorite Spider Man?
that is hard. I like all of them for different reasons. I really like the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. I really like the Tom Holland Spider-Man.
Tom
Um,
Holland's mine.
yeah, he's been fantastic.
He's so
Um,
funny. He's such a cute kid. I'm like, I want to pinch your little cheeks.
he embellishes the Spider-Man from the comic books. That teenage,
Mhm.
geeky, funny, sarcastic, incredibly intelligent, bad luck Spider-Man. Um, and I really appreciate that he nails that role so well. Um, but there's also nostalgia. I remember when Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man first came out and seeing Green Goblin and being a nerd for so long. X-Men 1 coming to the big screen was huge. And then we had Blade, X-Men 2, and then Spider-Man. So having it all come out on the screen at a time when people are still like, nerds, and us nerds going,
Nerds.
yay! It was like,
Have you seen the popcorn bucket for Deadpool and Wolverine? Did you see the advertisement for it?
yes.
Oh my, yeah, I want that popcorn bucket so bad now. I'm like, that is I don't want to eat popcorn out of it. Like, it doesn't look like it holds enough popcorn for me to want to carry that around. But it looked, that commercial was so good. I want it. I'm going to have it, hopefully. Hopefully.
You're talking about the one with the butter that was pouring all over its face.
Yeah, and it's just like coming out of his mouth on the side. It says made by Deadpool. Because when Dune came out, they had that popcorn bucket, and it was like that sandworm thing, and
Mhm.
everyone online was making fun of it because it looked like something that people would stick parts of their body they shouldn't be sticking into it. And so they took that joke and then they made this Deadpool popcorn bucket, which is like, oh no, we're doing it on purpose, you guys. We are making this the most enticing popcorn bucket you have ever fucking seen.
I agree, and that's what you gotta love about Ryan Reynolds, though, is that he does that. I mean, he
I
pushes that
love Ryan
extreme.
Reynolds.
Um,
He
I
owns
think
Mint Mobile, right?
correct. He owns Mint
I
Mobile.
was seriously tempted to get Mint Mobile. It just would not meet the needs I have. But if I had lesser needs, I would be on Mint Mobile just because his commercials are so funny. He's like, this is a low budget commercial. Here's my mom. It's like, ah, mom.
And then his mom's not even a fan of his. She's like, "Where's Hugh Jackman?"
So good.
That's why Hugh Jackman came back for Wolverine is because him and Ryan Reynolds in real life are friends, and they would mess with each other so bad. So like, I don't know if you'd seen the behind the scenes for Hugh Jackman's. I don't know if he made like a whiskey or some alcoholic beverage, and Ryan Reynolds was like, "This whiskey sucks. I'm gonna pour it out over here," and he's just like completely going off on Hugh Jackman. Like, I can't believe you'd attach your name to this and you take a drink and spit it out. And it just developed this whole relationship between him and Hugh Jackman. That Hugh Jackman was like, "Yeah, I'll come back and do Wolverine just so you shut up about it."
There's a movie coming out, a Marvel movie, eventually. At least it was announced. I don't remember if it was another Avengers movie or what it was, but it's supposed to have like 60 or 90 character appearances in it. Like one of those numbers. They both look the same if you flip them around. So it's close enough. But it was a large number of appearances of characters we've already met, which sounds very exciting.
I haven't heard it. I'm gonna have to do some research on that. If any of our fans out
I
there know what movie is coming out, then put that in the comments and we can address it. Are you there?
No, my search didn't. Yeah. So, did I go away?
Oh no,
Sorry.
it just
My
paused for a
search,
second.
I was trying to search it really fast, but my simple search didn't pop up with it. So we're gonna have to find out because I'm a space cadet with that stuff. I just know it's a Marvel movie, obviously.
Okay. All right. Well, we're going to find out what that is, and bring it up and talk about it and get excited about it, and we're gonna have to just go out and watch it. um, well, I love this episode of what we do, and I love what we're building here. I like our chemistry back and forth with each other. We're both really excited about all this geek and nerd stuff. We have gotten some fans out there who have been commenting, liking, sharing our videos. We highly appreciate that out there. Um, we do respond back to all comments that are posted, and we always look for your suggestions. When you tell us that you want to hear more about um, I don't know, Transformers, like one suggested we talk about Transformers. Hey, I am down to do some Transformers.
I don't know
Um,
crap about Transformers.
I will help lead that
I know
episode.
some stuff about Transformers, but
There's only
I don't know
one
if I
thing
can
you
fill an episode with my knowledge.
there's only one thing you need to know about Transformers. Guys my age and girls my age cried for the first time the hardest in 1986 when Optimus Prime died. It
Maybe we
was
do an episode where it gathers together a few different things that won't have a conversation that lasts quite as long, like Transformers and Pokemon and some other nerdy things that Sony, because Sony only has so many things, and a lot of them are pretty awful.
actually I agree with that. We should do that. We should do Transformers, Thundercats, He-Man,
I know zero about Thundercats. Zero. I know
Po-
less about Thundercats and Transformers. Ninja Turtles.
Ninja Turtles. Yes,
There we go.
Transformers, Ninja Turtles, and Pokemon. That will
I
be
can
our
get in
episode.
on that. I know
All
a
right,
lot, at least about one and a half of those.
all right. 10 minutes on Transformers. I'll lead it, and our fan of Transformers out there can pipe in and let me know what you want me to address, and we'll go from
Ooh,
there.
Scooby Doo. Let's add Scooby Doo because he's cool. I don't know why. I just have a cosplay for it, and that's really the only reason.
Ah, I've seen the Thelma cosplay. That's a very nice one.
Well, the Velma one I wore today is not the one I would wear on here, but
Yeah.
I do have one that's the full sweater, so I like that one. It's comfy. Maybe not in
Right
the
on.
summer.
Yes, it is. Welcome to
Did you say
summertime.
Thelma with a
I did.
TH?
I did, my dumbass.
Yeah, a lot of people do that. A lot of people think that's her name because they'll text me and be like, nice Thelma cosplay. I'm like, Thelma? Who the frick is Thelma?
My bad.
Slacker. It's even harder to say than Velma. You can call that one cosplay Thelma because that's like not her outfit at all. Okay.
My bad. Velma.
Okay, ready? Go. Name all the Ninja Turtles.
Leonardo, Michelangelo, Donatello, and Raphael.
Psh, mic drop. That's a true fan, people.
I have a red ear slider turtle that I've had for 17 years, and his name is Leonardo.
Is that your favorite one?
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Yes, Leonardo is by far my choice in Ninja Turtles. Followed by Donatello, then Michelangelo, and ends with Raphael. And I know a lot of people, Raphael is their favorite, but no, he's my least
Bro,
favorite of
I'm
all
all
of
about the pizza.
them. So you're Michelangelo?
Pizza
Say
all the way.
cheese.
Come on, let's go.
Say cheese.
We do one with Ninja Turtles. We should order pizza. We
Hey,
just
that's a
eat
great
it.
idea. I am down for that. I am down for that.
I'm sure people will love hearing the sound of our chewing.
We'll go on mute while we chew.
Yeah, I discovered the mute button because my dogs were barking. And I was like, is there a way to just like make it so people can't hear it? It's okay. I know where the mute button is now, my friends.
Woohoo!
With great power comes great
Comes great
responsibility.
responsibility. Exactly. All right. Well, this was such a fun episode, Wilder. Thank you for doing this. And oh man, we're gonna have some fun next week with some Transformers, Pokemon, and Ninja Turtles.
Wait, are
And
we doing that next week? I wasn't prepared. What did we have on the list for next week before?
I don't know. I can go back and look. It might have been DC.
I don't care. We could do that next week. Let's do it. It's not like I'm going to learn anything more about it between now and whenever we do it anyways. I got so much to catch up on.
Well, maybe you could watch one movie. The Transformers movie animated from the 80s.
What do you want me to watch for it? And I will watch that. And that's the one that we talk more in depth about. So you can think on it. You don't need to pick it right now.
No, I want you to watch that movie. The 1986 Transformers movie. It's the animated one. And it is hands down one of the most classic movies of all time.
Do you know where I can find said movie?
I will look for it for you.
Okay, I didn't know if you knew off the top of your head.
No, I have it on VHS.
Do you have a VHS player?
No, I don't have a VHS.
Gotta
But
keep those movies just in case you ever happen to go out and purchase one.
Yeah.
Still a good $50.
There it is.
You just have it right here at your desk with you. You're like, hold on. I just keep this VHS that I can't use at a really close and easy accessible place in case I need to show somebody.
It's a displayed collector thing. Okay? It's a special collector's edition. That's not the only
what they say just to get you to spend more money on a fancier case.
Well, then I guess I should probably admit this because I do have the original Star Wars on VHS.
Hey, I see a thrift store marker on that one. You should take that off before you show it off.
No, I found it in the thrift store. I was so happy about it. It's the original, unedited, non-George Lucas going back and making big giant explosions. Okay, it gets even better. Look, they had the second one there too.
Are these ones DVDs or VHSs?
No, this is VHS. This is the original.
You don't even have a VHS player. Why are you buying VHS?
Look at the artwork.
They're unedited and George Lucas's original thing that I can never see because I don't own anything to play them on.
Oh, I could find
How
a
much did
VHS.
you pay for them?
Let's see. 99 cents. 99 cents. 99 cents.
I'm gonna pop some tags. Only got $20 in my pocket.
That's where we go to in this podcast, ladies and gentlemen.
And wear deodorant.
And wear deodorant. Oh, did you see that comment?
Yeah, I clicked on it when you had told me earlier. You were like, yeah, people have been commenting. So I went and clicked on and I looked at some of them. Like, how did you guys get to deodorant? Well, okay.
We're doing God's work with that. informing all of our viewers that if you're gonna go do cosplay at conventions to wear deodorant.
Now I understand that you're gonna get smelly. And if you're a little smelly, that's okay. There's a difference between being you were sweaty because it was hot, smelly, and I've worn this cosplay 20 times and haven't found a way to clean out my sweat smell type of smelly. They
Yeah.
smell different.
Exactly.
One makes you want to puke. The other one, you're just like, whew, guess it's a hot day. I don't know how those
Oh,
furries do it. Man, I see
oh,
them walking around at those festivals in their full-blown costumes. Like, man, it has to be I'm hot, and I'm in freaking shorts and a tank top. You're in a whole-ass fursuit. I can't imagine what it smells like in there. Because those things have to be nearly impossible to wash.
oh yeah, no doubt. I I worked at Chuck E. Cheese when I was 22, and I had to do the Chuck E. Cheese outfit, and they never
You were
washed that shit.
Chucky! Did you throw tickets at children like they were at a bar with money? Like, hey guys, take these tickets or get them from me.
No, but I will tell you, as a character who dressed up as Chuck E. Cheese, I had to protect my balls at all times. Kids
I've never
are
had that problem.
ruthless. Kids are ruthless, and they're right at that height, and they will come running in full speed, just like, ah, shit.
Like,
Yeah. And you can't even talk as Chucky. You can't even just be like, hey, kids, don't kick me in my balls.
can you squeak?
Nope. No sound. No sound
The mute
whatsoever.
mouse.
Yeah, but
Hey, look,
I
the
took
sun
my
came out.
awesome. Oh, well, thanks for joining us this week on Let Your Geek Flag Fly podcast. Hope you guys have a wonderful week out there, and we look forward to filming our next episode. And hey, like, comment, share, and we will see you guys next week.
Nice. Spit again.